Welcome, dedicated fans, and the one person who asked Alexa to download laid-back cooking podcast Hello Magic of Turmeric while mumbling and can't admit their mistake. Couple quick things to tell you about before we get started. Like the new Stitcher Premium podcast Ask Mimi, where a 92-year-old food critic offers advice on food and life to live callers, members of a live audience, and celebrity guests like Mo Rocca, Nagin Farsad, Aparna Nanchela, and Sashir Zamata. When Mimi gives her opinion, she doesn't sugarcoat it. Oh, I like her already. Ask Mimi is moderated by Dan Pashman from the podcast Sporkful. Find Ask Mimi at Stitcher Premium now and use promo code MAGIC for a free Stitcher Premium month trial. Or listen to the first episode free on the Sporkful podcast feed. I'd also encourage you to check out the new fan-chosen shirt honoring Harris Whittles on podswag.com. All proceeds from the shirt benefit the Harris Whittles Foundation, which awards scholarships to graduating seniors of his alma mater, the High School for the Performing and Visual Arts in Houston, Texas. Go to podswag.com to purchase your Harris Whittles shirt and give to this great cause today. And now, enjoy the show.
Hello from the Magic Tavern, a weekly podcast from the magical land of Foon. I'm your host, Arnie Niekamp. If you've never listened to the podcast before, this is everything you need to know. About 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago, like 2 weeks shy of 3 years ago, I fell through a dimensional portal behind a Burger King in Chicago into the magical, fantastical land of Foon. Luckily, I'm still getting a Wi-Fi signal from the Burger King through the dimensional rift, and I use that to upload a podcast I record every week here in the tavern, the Vermilion Minotaur, in the town of Hogsface, in the land of Foon. And I'm joined, as always, by my co-hosts, by my buddies, by my co-runners of Hogsface, Usador the Wizard.
I am Usador, wizard of the 12th realm of Ephesius, master of light and shadow, manipulator of magical lights, devourer of chaos, champion of the great halls of Tarakas. The elves know me as Fiang Yalak. The dwarves know me as Zonin and Hoog Stanges, and I am known in the northeast as Gasmanius Maystar, and there may be other secret names, dear friends. Names, if they were ever writ upon a page, the page itself would burst into flame, and the great fiery phoenix that did rise from those ashes would surely destroy half of the world.
Holy cow, that's a powerful one.
Yes, I don't write it down.
Yeah, don't.
But I do sometimes use it as a mnemonic device.
To remember what?
Deadly things.
Well, anyway, Usador, this week, you are the mayor of Hogsface. We found a mayor's sash, and we've been taking turns.
Yes, this week I am the mayor. So I really want to get this zoning issue figured out. Whether we're going to move the zone 5 feet to the left from where we had discussed before from the meeting a couple of weeks ago.
Look, Usador, can we only do the interesting things that make Hogsface better?
That isn't how this works!
Why don't we have a regime that is like, it's the new Hogsface, no bureaucracy, no red tape?
What do you mean? What about the rule of law?
Well, we'll have rules of law, we just won't do, like, any boring stuff.
That's such a childish way to approach government. One must tend to those small matters, seemingly unimportant, but when they do add up, when they are ignored, by the very fabric of society doth begin to crumble.
How are you doing with streets and sanitation?
What I decided to do, instead of going around and sweeping up horse poop, was to tie something onto the back of horses so they catch their own.
Oh, God.
It's like a big horse diaper.
Oh, no.
I think it's working out pretty well.
Speaking of horse diapers, I'm also joined by my other co-host.
What the fuck is that about?
I'm sorry. I'm my good bud.
Good segue.
Chunt, the talking... you are a...
Badger's back, baby.
The Badger is back, yeah.
The Badger's back in town.
Interesting. Now, what possessed you? Well, I mean, I know what possessed you, but I thought perhaps you had left the Badger behind at last.
You know what? Every time I turn into a new animal, I think for a couple days, like, this is it. This is my new form. This is fun. And then I missed being a badger. I feel like I've just been a badger for so long that I just feel most comfortable in this skin.
Don't most of the badgers hate you?
Yeah.
Apparently not one.
Yeah, Monica. Had a little bit of Monica all night long.
Well, I'm just glad you're not a starling.
Yeah, right? What the hell is this? What is this? Somebody spray-painted Pasta Cortez on the table?
Oh.
Oh, Kid Usador. Excuse me, I'll be right back.
Oh, no.
That kid's a real shit. He's a real horse diaper.
What are you doing out here? Are you spraying my name's youngsters? Stop it.
Sean, it's so annoying when Usador shrinks himself to a size small enough to crawl into his own hat and has an argument with Kid Usador, the orphan child that he's adopted that lives in his hat.
Here I am.
Well, I had an argument yesterday with Banana Man. Or Manana, sorry, Mayor Manana.
What? You
No,
had
it's
an
not the mayor
argument
anymore.
with Mayor Manana, the banana man that you carved out of banana into a tiny man that is a banana man that wants to be called Mayor Manana even on the weeks when he's not the mayor.
Are you having an aneurysm?
I'm
A bananurism? Are you having a bananurism?
Are you having a bananurism?
I'm just hyper invested in exposition this week. I'm really just like,
Arnie, yes or no? How many people are sitting in front of you?
none. There's
How
a
many
wiz-
shapeshifters are sitting in front of you?
There's one shapeshifter. As
How
far
many
as
wizards?
I know, one.
And answer this question. Yes, we have no Banana Man?
We do have a banana man.
Okay.
He's sleeping up on the mantle right now.
I built him a little hammock.
Look, all I'm saying is
Makes him look bigger.
we've been doing a lot of great stuff for Hog's Face in the last few weeks, but it's also been a little like a cuckoo crazy town around here, and I just don't want to take for granted that people understand who Mayor Manana is, or yes, I get it, what seems like a mundane detail to us, that Usador shrinks himself into a tiny version of himself, crawls into his own hat, have an argument with an orphan child named Kid Usador that lives in his hat.
It's the most obvious thing in the world.
How's your orphan doing?
Oh, Brad?
Arnie lad.
Well, I prefer to call him Brad.
I like to call him Kid Rock.
That's a different orphan. This is why I re-explain these things. Look, guys, I've been here for almost 3 years, and our listeners still don't fucking get that almost 3 years ago I fell through a dimensional portal behind a Burger King.
No, they get that part. Everyone gets that part.
Oh,
Has it really been 3 years?
almost.
What are we doing with our lives? Here I have risen to the highest post in Hog's Face, and yet I have not accomplished all my great tasks. If one doth go down to the poorer parts of Hog's Face, there are people there, desperate people. People who have nowhere else to turn. They've turned to selling each other magical rocks. Just for a little high.
You put them in your mouth and they pop.
Oh.
But the sheriffs and the deputies, they're corrupt, and there's just no hope of
But wait,
ever setting this right.
isn't Chunt the sheriff?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, corrupt, like I said.
Chunt, have you ever considered being less corrupt?
I just like to look the other way.
Makes you feel like you're on the thinnest of wires.
Oh, Arnie, that reminds me. I wanted to ask you. I was on Twitter recently using my hour of time, and I saw that on Earth that there's a cheeseburger that's a mayor.
Oh, Mayor McCheese?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's
Is that commonplace for Earth?
for there to be a mayor that's a cheeseburger?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little more common in like the 80s, and then, we don't really talk about that mayor that much anymore.
Oh. Did he do something?
Probably. But guys, I'm very excited to talk to our guest. Seems like the burden of running Hog's Face is kind of getting to us a little bit, so nothing helps lift your spirits than talking to an old friend. Ooh. So our guest this week is one of our favorite old guests. That sounded very...
That sounds ageist.
Yes, it really does. I really don't know how old he is, but I'll ask him. I'm excited to be joined again by the eunuch, Benedict Whisperbrew.
Hello, it's wonderful to see you again, Arnold. You look fabulous.
Oh, thank you.
Mayor Usador, I'm just so tickled at all the changes and progress you've made in 6 days' time.
No, thank you.
Oh, it was so easy to get my parade permit this year, and I just really appreciate the small modifications you made in the application process.
Yes, I figured just having a pile of approved parade permits sitting on the front desk would just make everything easier.
Benedict, what kind of parade were you going to?
Well, Arnold, thank you so much for asking. It is National Eunuch Appreciation Day on Saturday, so I'm having a big parade. all throughout the main thoroughfare of Hog's Face, and I was actually here, Arnold, to question you and see if you would be, interested in being the Grand Marshal.
Oh, how nice.
The Grand Marshal of the Eunuch Parade? Would it be weird for someone who's not a eunuch to be the Grand Marshal of the parade?
You're not a eunuch?
No, I'm not.
Oh, that's what. Yeah, all right. Yes, it would be fine if there was a air quotes non-eunuch as the Grand Marshal for the parade. Oh, Arnold, I just love your wordplay.
What? I don't.
He thinks you're a eunuch.
I'm not. Well, Benedict. I mean, I'm not a eunuch. Not there's.
All right. Okay, so it's a hard start at 10 a.m. on Saturday. I just need you there probably at 9:45, just so you can get comfortable in the cart and buggy and get all the little sweetmeats that you'll be throwing to the crowd.
Wait, I have to be up and ready to go at 9:45 in the morning? I'd rather cut my dick off.
Arnie,
I'm sorry.
Not cool.
My balls.
That is actually very clever. I am going to write that down because I always need a witty riposte at these eunuch happy hours or networking events for eunuchs.
What is it like when eunuchs are networking with each other? Like, I guess I still don't entirely understand what all the eunuchs do.
Oh well, we're communicators, Arnold. We traffic in information, in gossip, spies, secrets. And so a lot of times when the court eunuch, which I happily held that reign for quite a number of years, when he is out of a job, then he just needs to find, other secret-bearing opportunities that he can take part in. It's all about the hustle, Arnold.
Oh, sure.
What are you doing to keep yourself busy these days, Benedict?
Oh, well, thank you so much, Mayor. I'm trying to wriggle my way, as it were, back into the good graces of the court. So I took an internship position with the current court eunuch, which, as you probably know, is my arch rival from the Eunuch Academy, Dennis Brittlebrains.
Ooh.
And so that's a bit of an ego blow. It's a lot of making copies, fetching raven's blood, remembering people's birthdays, things like that. But it's good exposure. It's I'm meeting a lot of the right people. So I certainly appreciate that. And and then to make my rental payments, I spend my afternoons and early evenings serving as a tutor for local immigrants who want to take the citizenship test.
The citizenship? To be a citizen of Foon?
Well, I think I would be ill-equipped to be a citizenship tutor for a different country.
Yes, you wouldn't teach citizenship to, say, Migos.
Sure.
You might as...
Yeah.
You should know... It is like my grandmother always said, teaching citizenship to a Migosian is like teaching a turtle how to cross-stitch.
Arnie, laugh.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Oh, Benedict, you are a wit.
I mean, it takes one to know one, Usador.
Oh, thank you.
So I'm serving as a tutor. It gets me out there. I'm meeting people. I love the kids. They're like little sponges, and they soak up all the information, and I can just wring them out over into the bucket of knowledge.
Benedict, can you excuse us for one moment? Meet me under the table.
Why do we have to do this?
Don't you see? Yeah, this is the perfect opportunity for you, Arnold. You can become a eunuch. Ask him about being a eunuch.
No, I thought you were going to say that I could use him to tutor me for the citizenship test I have to take.
Hey, did someone call for me?
Oh, Tusador.
You said you could use someone to Tusador you?
No.
He definitely did not say that.
I hear what I want to hear.
How are you both listening so closely and so badly at all times?
Arnie, I need to tell you, okay? Don't stand behind me, because I may not lead. Don't walk in front of me, because I may not follow. Just stand next to me as a friend.
All right, back up on top of the table.
Okay. Wait, back. Wait, I just want to say, I just think it's weird that there's Tusador, another wizard who thinks he's Usador, that we just happen to refer to as Tusador, that we don't really know that much more about, but that just pops up all the time.
You think that's weird?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I just wanted to reestablish that.
Okay, great.
Wait, back under the table.
Yeah.
Can I just say something?
Yeah?
I really appreciate you not telling me to fuck off.
Oh, did I forget?
Oh, I forgot.
That
Sorry.
was mighty cool of you.
No,
mighty cool.
No, no, we just forgot.
Cool.
Please,
Okay,
please
fuck off. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Cheers.
Yep. Anyway, Benedict,
I'm sorry. I was just looking at these coasters. They're so charming.
Yeah, we've been trying to do little things around the tavern to liven it up. That's why we have new coasters. We have my Toyota Camry in the middle of the tavern.
We have that peg game. That peg game that tells you how many, based on how many pigs are left, that's how smart or dumb you are.
Oh, that's what that is?
Yeah.
Actually, Chunt, would you mind? Could you just duck under the table with me for one moment? Would that be all right?
Sure. Did you need me to blow you or?
No. I just want to share some private information with
Absolutely. Here we go.
you. Okay. Chunt, I just want to say it is marvelous that you and Monica are back together again.
Oh, thank you. I'm so happy that you're happy for me.
We're all just rooting for the two of you to work things out. You know, you're a Monica boy. You know, you can't be spending all your time with these oysters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how I felt, and I felt like I had that long distance relationship going, and I feel like there's a whole will they, won't they? But yeah, it feels right to be back with Monica. We're just good friends.
Yeah, you're just good friends, and that marvelous sexual tension that has been building up. It was just nice to see it released. We're just rooting for you.
Oh, good. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Oh yeah, anytime. Okay, back up to the table.
Hey, guys, thanks. Usador, meet me back under the table for a second.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I probably should have just addressed this while they were under the table and we were above the table. But do you think John has been just giving lots of blowjobs under the table?
Probably. I would assume so.
Yeah, I mean, he can do whatever he wants to do, but it's just a little rude that he's doing it under this very table.
What are you guys doing out here?
Nothing.
Need a blowy?
No.
We're fine. Thank you.
We're fine.
Hey guys,
Yes.
I'm here too. I just want to say that I think it's wonderful that you're fostering a sex-positive environment where you're just allowing everyone to go on whatever journey that their path might take them.
Yes, of course. We're always sex positive here. We want everyone to feel comfortable in their own skin and to explore the things they need to explore to fully understand themselves. Now, when we get back on top of the table, I want Arnie to finish the joke that he was telling while Chunt and Benedict were under the table. Okay,
Guys,
here we go.
And that's why I don't eat spaghetti, he said.
I'm stealing that, Arnold. I'm stealing that for my next Eunuch networking event.
It's Arnie.
Arnie, could you meet me under the table, please?
Oh, Tusador. God, I'm getting...
Just for a sec.
Okay, fine.
Hey,
Yeah?
I got 5 pigs left, and it says I'm an ignoramus. I could really use a boost.
Oh. What do you need me to give you some of my pegs?
What?
I
played that peg game.
Yeah.
And I jumped them, and I had 5 left, and it said I was an ignoramus.
Oh, that's what that means. I just always thought that you just collect as many pegs from around the tavern as you can find, and if you can fill them all up, you're smart.
Oh, that's a better game.
Yeah, here's
Thanks,
the thing.
man. I needed that.
Tusador,
Yeah?
solve those problems laterally.
Okay. Can I also tell you something?
Sure.
I feel like people say, we have souls. I feel like we are souls, and we have bodies.
Okay.
All right, I'll fuck off.
Okay, fuck off.
Love you.
Love you. I was so ready. I'm just going to talk to myself under this table for a second and do some introspection. He said, love you, and I just, for whatever reason, I just said, love you back. Why did I do that?
And the man said, I'm not a fishmonger. I'm just from Migas.
Oh boy! This session of jokes has been great.
Yeah.
Arnold, I understand that
Arnie.
you are a nascent citizenship test taker.
Yeah.
You have the big exam coming up.
Yeah, I have to take a 500-question test about the history of food.
500 question test about the Foon's creation. Yes. I'm well aware. And I just want to know, pro bono, I'm happy to spend some time with you going over the materials.
That is so nice of you to offer to do that.
That's very nice.
Well, eunuchs have to always look out for fellow eunuchs, So here I brought a binder, if you want me to quiz you about things, or if you want me to answer any questions you might have about Funian government, history, literature, secrets, gossip, whatever.
Arnie, now's your chance. He's going to be your quiz Khalifa, your quiz daddy.
It's hard to even know if I know enough to ask the right questions. Like Benedict, what is the test like?
I might ask you, how many wars was Foon involved in the year 1831?
Oh, no. I'm going to have to, they're going to be that specific, down to exact years?
Yeah, down to exactly. Well, they don't ask vague questions because citizenship isn't a vague experience. It's very specific, Arnie.
And there's a lot of Foonish history to learn because 1831 was 47,000 years ago.
Yes. So it's really, you really have to mind your P's and Q's about the past 50,000 years of Funian history. For example, name three Foonish leaders that were able to pull off a beard.
3 Foonish leaders that were able to pull off a beard. All right, I'm going to treat this like this is the test, all right? Well, I'm going to say one was Good King Belleroth.
Oh, yes. Classic jawline that was just enhanced by a full beard. Good.
Okay, now I don't know any more leaders of Foon, so I'm just going to say the Dark Lord?
No.
Exact.
No. You're counting him, Benedict?
Well, current leaders are included, and I think that just the semblance of a beard over that vaporous form is so enticing, and again, I would say he pulls it off.
I just don't like giving him credit for anything.
All right, I think I have to name one more, so I'm just going to take a shot in the dark here. Good King Beardo?
Exactly. Good
Well
King
done.
Beardo.
Wow, good job. You are paying attention to us.
Yeah, Good King Beardo famously didn't have any teeth. So he had that, what we call a crabapple face, very shrunken in, very gummy demeanor, very, very alarming visage to look at. And, just that single follicle that grew out of his one open pore that he would then wrap around his chin and jaw area like a muffler on a winter's day. That just it made his appearance less terrifying.
They also called him Beard Owl.
Yes. Because he was so precise at everything he did. He was so exact. He was almost like a surgeon. And he had such an appetite for life.
He could just eat it up.
God, I wish I knew more about Foon so I could participate in this conversation.
Dare to be stupid. Arnie, you feeling good about that right answer?
Yeah, I mean...
You feel prepared? You feel like you're ready to take the test?
Well, no, I don't know if I'm feeling ready to prepare the test, but I know that, on my world, I always did pretty well at tests, mostly because I wasn't nervous about it. So I have to get to a place where I'm not worried about the wrong answer and just throw things out. And if there's one thing I've learned about Foon, it's it's so crazy that almost everything has happened. It's kind of hard to be wrong.
But you know what, Arnold? When you're nervous, when you're facing that anxiety, just look at the test and imagine all of the questions naked.
I think as a foreigner, I'm nervous about messing up and getting something about this world wrong, but I've got to think about it in a different way. It's kind of a surprisingly supportive world. When I say something about this world, it's as if the whole world says, "Sorry, yes." And there's something dirty about it, too.
Can I see everyone but Arnie under the table, please?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I have a lot of things I actually need to do with my binder, so this would give me the time I need to do this. Thank you so much.
Great. I'm a little concerned that Arnie thinks that everything is just happening because he's saying it is happening or something. This is a real weird ego boost or something.
Yeah, I don't get where he's...
Does he think we're all in his head?
I don't know. Didn't we already explore that?
You're right, we did. Let's go.
All right, I'm very excited to take this test now that I know that, everything I say is going to be right. I just realized that, I've kind of felt like I was sort of a dummy in this world because I didn't know stuff. But as long as I just have confidence and just say stuff, it's going to be correct.
Oh, awesome. Well, Benedict, why don't you start tossing out some questions from the math portion of the test?
Okay. Oh, absolutely. Yes. It's very important that all citizens in Foon are math literate. So, how many representatives are elected each year to the Council of Eunuchs?
6.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It's 5. It's 5.
But
And
what
you
about since the reign of the Gauls?
You know what? I forgot the Gaulian contract of 30,048 did specify that there could be up to 6 eunuchs elected in a county. Thank you so much, Arnold. Thank you.
No, of course.
I'm learning. I'm learning.
I don't want to interrupt here, but I feel I do need to take Arnold down a notch.
It's Arnie.
What year is it?
Right now?
Yes, what is the current year?
The current year is 1479.
Nope, didn't even start with the right first number.
But what about according to the old Centaurian calendar?
Damn it. He is good. Arnie.
And when I say Centaurian, I mean centaurs, not the galaxy.
Arnie knows more than we do about food.
No, that can't be right.
Well, Arnie, if you want to make some extra coin, you feel free to market yourself as a Eunuch Tutor.
Yeah, I've just got to start having an air of an expert.
Do you know what?
Yes.
If you and Benedict were both eunuch tutors, you could both live together in that eunuch hotel and be bosom buddies.
I don't know. I feel like to sell something like that, you just have to be preternaturally charming. Like, you'd have to have the charm of a Scolari to pull something like that off.
That's very true.
Yes, you'd have to be a Dutch seamstress. You'd have to be a Holland tailor in order to make that work, I think.
I suppose it's an idea whose time has passed anyway. Might not be exactly appropriate anymore.
Well, I don't care what you say, Usador, but it's my life.
Well, why don't we take a quick break, and I'm going to get under the table, and if anybody wants to suck and fuck, I'll be down there.
No, well, yeah, let's take a quick break, and John, don't do anything under the table. And we'll allow our listeners a good 3 or 4 decades to get old enough to get some of the jokes we're throwing out in this episode.
A round of ales for the table. This week, I'd like to talk to you about one of my favorite shows, Beautiful Anonymous. 2 years ago, Chris Gethard launched Beautiful Stories from Anonymous People, the podcast where he talks to one anonymous caller for an hour. There's only one rule. Master Gethard cannot hang up until the hour is over. He thought the show was going to be alt-comedy fans, or whatever those are, prank calling him and messing around. But right from the start, it was something really special. The anonymity of the show gave the random callers a platform to really open up. In call after call, Master Gethard found himself having conversations ranging from heartwarming to hilarious with people from all over your world. They talked about their dreams, their struggles, their families, all manner of real-life interest. There have been serious calls, like the woman about to hear her daughter's cancer prognosis. And there have been surreal calls, like the caller who escaped from a cult. And as it turns out, there have been several callers who felt compelled to talk to Master Gethard about shitting their pants. I don't find this particularly surprising, as Arnie seems to talk of little else. But do not let this fecal talk deter thee. One of my favorite episodes was recorded in front of a live audience as Mr. Gethard spoke to a medical student over the telephone. It was full of delight, honesty, and a special sweet kindness that Master Gethard seems to bring out in people. And right now, Beautiful Anonymous is celebrating its 100th episode. And if you haven't listened yet, now's a great time to subscribe to Beautiful Stories from Anonymous People. There's a new caller every week, and you can catch up on all the old episodes in Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. You'll laugh, you'll cry, and you'll hear some truly beautiful stories. You might even shit your pants. Just don't do it standing up. But if you do, call Master Gethard and tell him about it on Beautiful Stories from Anonymous People.
Hey, this week's episode is also brought to you by one of our favorite longtime sponsors, HelloFresh. Hey, if you're like me, and I hope you are like me, but not too much like me, is there a me on Earth right now? There is a chance that you are me listening to this right now. Anyway, I digress. If you are like me, you want to be a little more proactive this year. And that's where HelloFresh comes in. HelloFresh is the meal kit delivery service that shops, plans, and delivers your favorite step-by-step recipes and pre-measured ingredients so you can just cook, eat, and enjoy. Look, if you're like me or are some version of me, you can too easily fall into the trap of having too much anxiety about preparing a meal or getting the things you need for a meal, and so you just eat junk. But with HelloFresh, there's no more time-consuming meal planning or grocery shopping. HelloFresh makes it so easy to cook delicious, balanced dinners for less than $10 a meal. And if you're like me or are some alternative timeline me or robot pretending to be me or copy of me, then you like saving money. And hey, me, it's very convenient. You just choose your delivery day and everything gets sent right to your door in recyclable, insulated packaging. There are 3 plans to choose from: Classic, Veggie, and Family Plan, and there is something for everyone. And even within these separate Classic, Veggie, and Family plans, there's a lot of different recipes to choose from every week, including a lot of one-pot recipes for seriously speedy cooking and minimal cleanup, which I know appeals to me. Look forward to your HelloFresh box delivery as the highlight of your week, knowing dinner just got that much easier. Look, when I was on Earth, I used HelloFresh and I loved it. And I know this sounds crazy, but if there was a version of me on Earth right now, I would have to imagine they probably get about 3 HelloFresh meals a week. So they know they're going to have what they need to make 3 quality meals a week and maybe have some leftovers for lunch. But on the off chance that you're listening to this right now and you're not me and you're not already using HelloFresh, sign up now for $30 off your first week of HelloFresh. Visit HelloFresh.com and enter the code TAVERN30. That's HelloFresh.com. Offer code TAVERN30 for $30 off your first week of HelloFresh. Oh, and real quick before we get back to the episode, I want to tell you about The Truth. That sounds ominous. I want to tell you about the podcast, The Truth, which is a show that makes original short stories in audio. Each episode is a completely new story. They explore lots of different genres: sci-fi, horror, comedy, but all the stories tend to be dark and a little bit twisted. If you're looking for an episode to start with, maybe try Dark End of the Mall, written by the creator of Too Many Cooks, Casper Kelly. Oh no, I'm going to get the Too Many Cooks theme song stuck in my head again. It's a story where buying a wedding dress really is a life or death experience. There are new episodes of The Truth every 2 weeks. Find out more at thetruthpodcast.com or in your favorite podcast app. So Benedict, I'm so excited to kind of go over more of the stuff about the test, but I feel like I haven't caught up enough on what's going on with you. It's going to be difficult having to make nice with, was it Dennis Brittlebrains, your eunuch rival?
Dennis Brittlebrains. Yes, honestly, Arnie, it's one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, and I was gelded. He's viciously abusive. He just makes me do the most paltry things. And do you think I'm ever invited to Eunuch Hour after work? No. I mean, I'll come in the next day and I'll say, "Oh, what did everybody do last night?" And they'll just look at each other with this air of discomfort, and they'll change the topic of conversation, and they'll give some vague answer, and then I'll really tighten the lug nut on the old information wrench, and then they'll admit that they all did something without me.
Now, when I was first at the Great Halls of Tarakas, I must admit something that is going to shock each and every one of you. I wasn't the most popular wizard there.
No.
I know. Incredible, right?
No, Usador, you have beautiful eyes. I can't believe everyone just wouldn't flock to you.
Oh, well, if you had been there, I'm sure they would have. But what I did to overcome this hurdle was, instead of waiting for them to invite me to their wizard parties or to ask me to play all their wizard games, I decided that I was going to throw my own party. Have you thought about having your own eunuch hour or hosting one?
You know what? I have been taking music lessons, in my private time, and I have a recital coming up. I'm taking trumpet lessons, so maybe I will invite them to my unicorn recital.
Oh, well.
Just where eunuchs play horns?
Yes.
That sounds
French
great.
horns, euphoniums, trombones, any brass instrument with a mouthpiece.
Well, you'll go down in history. That sounds great.
May non-eunuchs also attend? I would love to attend.
Oh, yes, Usador. It's directly after the parade this Saturday. So I would love it if you were able to show up. We have some appetizers, some mead. We'll have a silent auction.
I'll do my best to make it, but there are 72 other parades that day.
I understand. I don't know how you fit them all in as a mayor.
Well, you just have to go to all of them.
But that's a little on you for having just the pre-approved parade permit forms on the front desk.
I'm beginning to realize that now.
But I think I will step into the arena. I'll make myself vulnerable, and I'll say, you know what, Dennis? I would love it if you could come to my recital.
If you can't win your battles with the sword, why then take up the olive branch?
If you can't become a Funian citizen, then become a Migosian vacationer.
Arnie laughed.
No, ha. Benedict, I actually do have a question. Like, how long do you have to live in a world before you get all the jokes or more of the jokes? Like, I don't get any of the things Chunt says most of the time.
I mean, you might, Arnie, I don't know how to answer that kindly, to be totally honest with you. I think you either have a well-rounded sense of humor and you understand immediately when someone makes a joke, and your diaphragm involuntarily contracts with paroxysms of laughter. Or, you just kind of nod your head quietly and then, loudly complain that you didn't get the reference.
I mean, on my world, I was someone that had a good sense of humor. I was funny. I appreciated
You were a good humor
jokes. Man? I was a good humor man. It's
really?
True. Kids came running when I came through the neighborhood. But here, I mean...
Well, that's a signifier that you tell childish jokes.
Yeah, I don't know. But the listeners know, ever since I've gotten to this world, you've never heard me laugh.
Now, you know what you could do is look when they tell jokes and everyone else is laughing. Instead of trying to fake laugh along, just look at them with the deadest eyes and say, that's funny.
Okay. All right. Well, Dennis, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, excuse me?
What did you say?
I called him... Oh!
How?
Benedict,
of all the names to call him.
No, I don't know why I did that. I'm so sorry, Benedict. You're our eunuch. You are our eunuch.
It is like the eunuch magistrate has ripped out my vast deference once again and showing my still throbbing gonads to me.
Oh, that's part of how it works?
Oh, you gotta take a look.
Arnie, there are 34 questions alone devoted to the eunuch making process, so I would suggest you study up. That was so hurtful, and I know it was an accident, but I'm not ready to forgive you, and I don't know if I ever will be.
Well,
you know what? It's my fault, because I let go of my new confidence. Before we go, Benedict, Whisper Brew, will you ask me one of the eunuch questions that I might have on the citizenship test?
A eunuch can always summon the courage for a temporary forgiveness.
Thank you.
Arnie, who is your favorite eunuch of all times?
Benedict Whisper Brew.
Thank you. I needed that.
Remember, to access our fan-only podcast, Secrets from the Undertable, consisting of hours of bonus confessions, introspection, and rambling erotic content from beloved characters shared under the table, whisper, "So this is what we've come to," into any nearby drain and wait. Yuzuro the Wizard was played by Matt Young. Chunt the Talking Badger was played by Adol Rafai. Benedict Whisperbrew the Eunuch was played by special guest Brendan Dowling. Spaces still remain in Brendan's pilot season workshop, They've Gotta Book You When There's No One Left, weaponizing waiting room small talk to send the most confident actor into a self-sabotaging tailspin. As the class is taught out of Brendan's sunroom, therapy animals prohibited, just when you need them most. Hello from the Magic Tavern is produced by Arnie Niekamp, Ryan DeGiorgi, and Evan Jacover. This episode edited by Ryan DeGiorgi. Special thanks to engineers Brett Morris and Josh Richmond for helping to record Brendan in LA.
Oh, no. Clever joke, just I should start talking? Fine. Music by Andy Poland, logo by Allard Laban, additional audio effects by Jason Knox, production assistance by Garrett Schultz. You know, the 3rd anniversary of the podcast is coming up, and if you'd like to show your support for the show in a way that doesn't involve spending any money, feel free to help out with our official wiki at magictavern.wikidot.com. There are plenty of episodes that still need summaries, plenty of chunt forms going woefully uncategorized, so, you know, you can pitch in and help if you want. You can also visit us at hellofromthemagictavern.com or on Facebook or Twitter or on Reddit. Thanks to r/Magic Tavern moderators Moraran, Homermon, Slifferjam, and Kingly Lightning. And now that I've said their names out loud, maybe they'll rally some support for that wiki cleanup. Big thanks as always to the Chicago Podcast Co-op, and of course, thanks to Earwolf.
Hi, everybody. My name's Chris Gethard, letting you know that this week, the 100th episode of Beautiful Anonymous comes out. I want to thank everybody who listens to this show where I just talk to people on the phone. Never expected it to change my life the way it has. Thank you for supporting it. I thought this show was just going to be like alt comedy fans prank calling me, messing with me. Instead, I've realized that I'm a citizen of a large world and that people have so much in common no matter where they are. Whether it's someone who's a heroin addict or someone who's thinking about buying a record store or someone who shits their pants all the time or someone who has a kid with cancer or someone who's a swinger or someone who really loves Donald Trump, someone who escaped from a cult, someone who made out with their teacher in high school. I was able to talk to all these people 1 hour at a time and realize at the end of the day, what this project has taught me is that we're all people and we're all living our lives and we're just trying to get by and just trying to find happiness in this messed up world that seems so goddamn confusing. Check out Beautiful Stories from Anonymous People on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast app. Thank you for listening.